is Monday. There goes my light. My son is playing with it. Come on. Contemporary-A-Thon is now over. Obviously, my vlog stopped as of Thursday, and that's because if you have watched any of them, you saw how sick my kids were. It was inevitable that I too would get sick. And I did. I got very sick. I probably got more sick than the rest of them. I'm still quite sick because I got the flu. Get your flu shots. In any case, I want to do a wrap up for you guys because luckily the first 5 days of the readathon I was incredibly successful. And that way, when I didn't read the rest of the weekend, I still managed to complete all 7 challenges. So I figured I'd go over them for you now and do a quick wrap up. Challenge number 1 was to read your most recently acquired contemporary book. And I read Everything All at Once by Katrina Leno. I'm leaving it at 3 stars. Now I can't remember.
We have a Batman here.
Wow.
And look.
Wow.
There's no eyes here.
I know. Okay, take your car. It's super cool though. I love it. Bye. This is not my favorite Katrina Leno book. My third favorite of 4. So my second least favorite. I thought the plot was a little predictable. I didn't really attach to any of the characters. I didn't think it was woven well enough. If the ending reveal had come sooner, there would have been a better plot. It was okay. Glad I read it. Not unhappy that I read it. It just wasn't that great. Number 2 was to read a book with blurple on the cover, and I read This Adventure Ends by Emma Mills. There's a little blurple up here. This is a story about a girl that moves from New York to Florida, makes a new group of friends, and she has a lot of growth through this story, and I really, really liked that about the story. It's kind of the whole point of it, honestly, is her growth as a person and the friendships that she makes. And it was a really great story. I gave this one 5 stars. The next was to read a diverse contemporary, keeping in mind that it's Black History Month. So I chose Finding Yvonne by Brandy Colbert. This is a story about a girl who is a violinist, but doesn't think she's good enough to do it as a career. So she's kind of having like a little crisis in her final year of high school because she's not sure if she's still in love with doing violin as a career option. So, as the title suggests, it's about her kind of finding herself through her senior year. She is a daughter of a chef, and he is her only parent because her mother left her. So it's also about their relationship. And that was my favorite part of the whole book, was the growth of her and her father's relationship. I also didn't love it, but it's mostly because I couldn't connect to the character because the struggles she had were things that I couldn't relate to. But I do love Brandy Colbert's writing. Little and Lion was probably my favorite compared to this, but still worth checking out. Next was to read like a taboo or emotional or a dark story, and for that I went with Girls on the Verge by Sharon Biggs Waller. If you saw my vlogs on this, you'll know how much it impacted me. I cried a lot through it. It's about a girl who's 17 in the state of Texas that is trying to seek a safe and legal abortion, and kind of the shit she goes through just to do that, the way she's treated due to that need in her life. But it's also about her 2 friends and their friendship and how strong it is, and the road trip they go on in order to try and get this abortion. And I really, really loved the friends who lifted each other up through the whole thing, and the struggles they did have, the way they resolved them. And the moments that this woman had to live through are just heartbreaking, and I gave it 5 stars. It comes out April 9th. You should check it out. Next challenge was to read a book that I meant to get to in 2018 but didn't, and really either This Adventure Ends or Everything All at Once could count for that, so I'm going to count those. And then the next book covers the next 2 challenges, which are to read a book in a non-traditional format. So I listened to this on audiobook. And also the final, number 7, was to read a book with pictures on the spine, not just words. So we got the hating game here. We got a little Josh, a little Lucy. It was nice to listen to this on audiobook. It is a reread for me. It was the second time I've read it. The audiobook narrator was great. I loved revisiting this, honestly. I gave it another 5 stars. I think I liked it just a slight bit less than I did the first time. The first time I was definitely in the mood for something like this. This time, because I was listening to it, I had more time to like ruminate on how kind of controlling Josh was, but also I remember really appreciating that as the character was the first time I read it. So I didn't knock anything off because of that, but I can see why some people didn't love it as much as I did. But still a great reread. Love to hate relationship, office romance. One of the best. So that said, real quick, I did start this. This is what I was going to do for the picture on the spine. I wanted to do 7 and 7. I did 6 and 7, which reminds me, I also read After Dark by Haruki Murakami over the week in an ebook form. It was a Murakami book. It didn't have a whole lot of linear plot movement. It was just kind of it was a Murakami novel, a short one, about a girl whose sister has been asleep for months and she can't sleep, and she helps this like quick little suspenseful moment of a prostitute at a love hotel that gets beaten by a client but only speaks Chinese, and they're in Japan, and the main character Mari speaks a little bit of Chinese, so she gets wrapped up in this, and it's very introspective. I liked it, but you have to be a Murakami fan, I think, to appreciate his work specifically. I gave it a 4-star. Not my favorite Murakami so far, but he tends to be a 4-star read for me, generally speaking. Anyway, as I was saying, I started reading this. I intended to finish it over the weekend as my picture on the spine, because there is a girl running on the bottom here. But then I got very, very sick, as you can hear. So I will get to this. It just won't be in Contemporary-A-Thon, hopefully soon. Also, as of Friday, I got my ebook from my library of 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. I got to 20% and decided to DNF it. I didn't care about the plot, and I didn't care about Darcy, and I figured 20% is enough to know that I don't want to spend another 80% going through it, and I'm really sad about that. Considering how much I love the hating game, it sucks. What can you do? So that's my Contemporary-A-Thon wrap-up. Let's see what I got here. That's pretty good, especially for taking 2.5 days out of the Contemporary-A-Thon to have a fever. So I'm not too mad. Also, I've got another book that was ebook, so I don't have it on me. So that's good. That's very good. I'm proud of myself. I always love the Contemporary-A-Thon. I can't wait till the next one. Let me know how you guys did this Contemporary-A-Thon. Hopefully you guys made it all 7 days without getting sick. I hope to see you guys participate in the next one. Thanks for being here, guys. Thank you for understanding that I stopped vlogging because of how sick I got. I'm sorry, I was enjoying it. That's it. Like if you like this video, subscribe if you're new here and want to see more content from me. Thank you again so much. Hope you're having a great day. Have a great week. I'll see you in the next one.